Baby Driver. I just want to get my thoughts out about this because I want to say I enjoyed the movie. Okay, so I'm gonna say this first. That I really loved the old timers in it. You know, like Jimmy Fox and John Hamm. Best thing that John Hamm has done in a little while. And Fox. I thought Fox was incredibly, created a reprehensible character that, he really made you hate him. And,
yes, he did.
And Spacey, kind of good there, as an Atlantan, I loved seeing Atlanta portrayed in the movie, although I felt like they revealed Atlanta for what it really is, which is a bunch of roads and a bunch of parking garages. It doesn't make the city look very beautiful or livable, which it's not a very beautiful or livable city, frankly. And that comes from somebody who's a native, and I like the older Atlanta that has been torn down. But things are being torn down all the time here. Great things. So that said, I really enjoyed, seeing some of that stuff. The laundromat that they go to is my laundromat. That's the laundromat I go to. The post office at the figures in the last third of the movie is the same. That building belongs to Georgia State University. That was filmed on the Georgia State University campus. That building houses the theater that the Georgia State University players, their stage group, uses. And in fact, I've been on that stage a couple of times. I was in Waiting for Godot, and I was in School for Scandal on that stage in that building. So I have a very intimate connection with almost everything that's in the movie that we see. So that made me enjoy it quite a bit. I loved Lily James. I thought she was very charming. But here's my problem with the movie.
Baby Driver himself.
Okay. I was not charmed at all by Ansel Elgort, who I, found rather annoying, particularly in the opening scenes where he's, listening to songs and playing air guitar and air horns and air drums and air piano to them and singing along, lip syncing to them and everything. I found all of that shit like, wow, this is embarrassing to look at. It's embarrassing to see a person doing that in real life anyway. So I don't really want to see it in my movies. But I also didn't really like the last 10 minutes of the movie, where I thought, without getting into any details, I just thought that it was extraneous and pandering, and the movie should have ended 10 minutes earlier on the bridge. Let's just say it like that. And,
okay. That's a fair assessment. I think that's a fair criticism.
Yeah, I don't think they needed that last part of it, I think it was just put there just to send the audience out on some kind of phony feel-goody bullshit. But I did like a lot of the chases. I found it exciting and funny at times, but I do want to say, I do think the critical community, this is another case of the critical community going way overboard in their praise of something. It's just a little B movie. It's just, they made 1,000 of these in the 70s. And they would come and go with no critical commentary whatsoever. In fact, they were just thrown aside. I could name 100 of them.
Right.
I mean, yes, they're not being made a lot today, so that's something. It is something to be said for, the one thing that I think the movie does do that's new is take the music and choreograph the action on screen to the music.
I think that's its strongest. I actually think that's the film's strongest thing, because when you see that choreography credit in the beginning, you're just like, wait a minute, I haven't seen that in a long time. And especially not for this type of movie. So that opens your eyes right there that maybe, hey, this is going to be a little bit different. No, they made lots of these types of movies. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, they made a lot of these types of movies, and, like you said, they were very, and you know what, a lot of times critics didn't even ignore them, just didn't even give, they were not written about in your Friday paper or whatever. So, So yeah, no, it's good. I do want to say that what crawled up Anthony Bourdain's ass? So
what's that? I don't know what that is.
No, he said he went on Twitter. He went on Twitter and said "fuck Baby Driver," and then he said, "Here's a good movie, The Raid." Now look, the Raid movies are great, but I was just like, dude, really? I mean, all right, you don't like Baby Driver, that's fine, but really, fuck Baby Driver?
Well, I think that's a little bit of a reaction to what I'm talking about. It's just this why can't people just see a thing for what it really is? And I know the answer. They can't, because it's a desert out there. It's a desert of quality, and critics in particular are desperate to love something. They're tired of either being middling towards something or absolutely hating something or having to apologize for liking something or any of that stuff. They want something that's, and we all do. We all want something to love. But just because Edgar Wright is a much loved by his fans, and needs a hit. He needs a hit. People love his movies, but they're not hits.
No, they're not.
So I also understand, the need to sort of rally around this thing to try and make it into a hit, which it is.
Yeah, it is a hit. He has nothing to worry about. He's fine.
Yeah. So that's okay, but say what it really is. I mean, it does have problems. It has story problems, it has logic problems, but it's a movie that you need to sort of you kind of have to throw all of that to the side and just say, look, I'm just here to enjoy the action, and that's it.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not terribly original. It's just a little B movie.